Hello everyone, Dr. John Bartemus here today with William, and William wants to share his experience with us. So William, what first brought you in to seek functional medicine care?
Well, I had acid reflux, dizziness, heart palpitations, brain fog, migraines, headaches, those type of issues, sleep problems, things along those lines.
And so what had you tried before coming in to address those?
A lot of Google.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a lot of research trying to figure out just on my own, and that was more of a lack of trust for traditional medicine than it was a specific failure of medicine. But overall, I was trying to figure it out on my own as much as possible.
Okay, and so in Dr. Googling, what percentage were you able to figure out on your own?
Probably 5%, maybe 10%, maybe. I do have a background in nutrition, so I did have a basis, but I really struggled to figure it out just through Google itself. So.
Okay, so you finally caved and came in.
Yes.
And what did we discover that Dr. Google didn't clarify?
Well, plenty of stuff. So I guess from a testing perspective, and I have some notes here just because of how extensive the treatment was and the evaluation was. I had 33 pages worth of testing done. So, on each page, there's probably 35, 20 different tests per page, something like that. So we found a lot. We found vitamin C deficiency, C-reactive protein, iron panel, B vitamins, D vitamins, HPA axis, GI issues, and cholesterol, insulin resistance, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So we found a lot.
And so, even though William didn't come in either complaining of blood sugar issues or even looking like he had blood sugar issues, but the testing revealed that was a large component of the case, correct? So, if you're Googling anxiety, it may not ever take you to a blood sugar issue, but the blood sugar can be intricately interconnected. So how did the interconnectedness or the William paradigm versus the list of complaints paradigm kind of open your eyes towards the differences between, again, what conventional medicine and functional medicine?
So what are you asking, the difference between the two?
Yeah.
Well, along this route of seeking treatment with you, I went to a medical doctor. I think I was in there for 8 minutes. They told me I needed a beta blocker and an anti-depressant. So from a treatment perspective on your end, week by week I saw results. So week 1 and 2, acid reflux was gone. Headaches went away, migraines went away. I lost 5 pounds in those first 2 weeks. Just let me check my notes. I felt much better in that first 2-week period. And going into weeks 3 through 8, I lost roughly 4 pounds a week, every week from week 3 through 8.
That's 20 pounds.
Yeah, right. And that was about halfway there. So migraines gone, dizziness, brain fog, all of that was gone. It was the detox portion was week 3 through 8. I had a little bit of trouble working through
Mm-hmm.
42 years of buildup.
It's not always smooth sailing.
Yeah, right. So that detox was a little bit tough, but week after week, I got better and better as the pounds just kept coming off, and I felt better and better. I started sleeping better, weeks 3 through 8. And started to really feel good.
Is there anything else you wanted to share that we missed?
So I had the flu, which was very surprising to me. It was right in the middle of weeks 3 through 8, and I didn't think I was going to get the flu. Prior to seeing you, I was terrified of the flu.
Okay.
Probably 2 or 3 years straight, I got the flu. When I got the flu in 2018, I felt horrible. It was a full 5 days, had a temperature for 3 days. I felt really, really sick. So after that experience, and I hadn't had the flu prior to that, probably prior to 2017. So I didn't know what the flu was because I never had it.
Okay.
I felt bad in the middle of treatment. I felt a little warm. As a precaution, I went to the doctor, tested. I had the flu.
Okay. Tested positive for flu.
Tested positive for the flu. I was shocked because I didn't think I was going to get the flu because I felt so good. And so I emailed you, called you, and said, I have the flu. What should I do? You sent a recommendation. I went immediately and got what you recommended. I went home and was just disappointed. I couldn't believe that that I got the flu, and was kind of concerned about what was going to happen. So I got home about 6 o'clock. Took what you told me to, along with my other supplies that you had sent me, and woke up the next morning. I think my temperature was 102 when I went to bed, 102.8 when I went to bed. I woke up, it was 99.8, and it never went over 99 after that day. It didn't go back over 99 degrees after that.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I was a little tired, but my appetite was there. I didn't sniffle one time. I didn't cough one time, and felt fine basically after 12 hours. So I had the flu for 12 hours.
Nice.
So, the 2 or 3 previous years, I mean, it was rough. Based on the state my body was in, I had a very, very hard time the previous 2 or 3 years with the flu.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm not scared of the flu anymore, and it's probably good timing with the coronavirus issues that are going around. If the virus is 10 times worse than the flu, maybe I'd have a sniffle, or maybe I would have a cough or two. Even though it may not be 10 times as bad, I don't nearly have the anxiety that probably I would have had if I hadn't gone through that experience with the treatment that you offered. So apparently, I don't know if it shows up on my test markers, but my immune system is apparently robust.
Yeah.
So it was the shortest flu experience of my life. So in the future, I'm not nearly as worried as with getting the flu or any other virus for that matter.
Excellent. And that would be a case study on germ theory versus terrain theory, right? Germ theory is if you're exposed to the bug, you get the disease. Terrain theory is how's the environment, and if the environment's healthy, you can be exposed and be fine, or be fine after 12 hours. So, point for terrain theory. Some people, when we start the plan, they say, "Holy cow, there's a lot of supplements," or "That's my favorite food. I don't want to give that up."
Right.
Can you speak to that stuff a little bit?
Well, for me, it was what I wanted. So once I brought home the 2 grocery store size bags of vitamins and supplements and nutraceuticals home, it engaged me in the process to kind of look at the plan that you laid out. So it really drew my interest. So for me, it was easy. All the science backing what you sent. On the first night, I certainly realized the potency of the vitamins versus what I would buy at Vitamin Shop or GNC. So I felt a difference in the quality of the items that you sent to me. So it was easy for me, especially once I started to feel better. Mm-hmm. Meal after meal and dose after dose, I improved to a point where, I was happy, and I was looking forward to the regimen as opposed to not wanting to do it because I wanted to eat pizza.
Right.
So I guess feeling good really helped me.
Good. And it's also important, there are a lot of supplements, but the idea is that this is the worst you ever are. And as you get better, you're on less and less supplements.
Right.
But it's also important for people to know out there that it's not supplements only, and supplements only aren't going to get you there. So I think that was especially obvious in your case with some of the blood sugar things. Like there was nutritional changes to make, but also nutrient timing and things of that nature. So it's more than just capsules, right?
Yeah, we had to add carbs back in at a certain point, which was amazing to me because I was eating vegetables, lean meats, drinking water only, eating a good amount of food, and you had me add carbohydrates in at a certain point. And the particular issue I was having with my heart rate went away that day. So. Yes, the diet portion obviously was the biggest driver. I think the supplementation helped with that, but absolutely the diet was the biggest driver
for the specific blood sugar issue.
Yes.
But it's all interconnected. So the key is that every piece matters, right? Because sleep mattered for you, stress mattered for you. I don't see your rubber band on your wrist.
Sorry about that.
But
yeah.
There's strategies for each individual, and so just speak to a little bit. I guess the 8-minute visit and the 2 pills from complaints versus the specificity provided by functional medicine care.
It's another universe. I mean, it's not even close from my perspective. I don't know how much the doctor that I saw could glean, from what I was telling her. She actually took your blood tests, so you improve what you measure. Mm-hmm. So she didn't measure anything. She just kind of cheated off of your cheat sheet, and and she kind of piggybacked on the work that had been done here. Mm-hmm. But the difference is just a huge difference. I would have been on a beta blocker and an anti-depressant for something that I needed to eat a little bit of rice for.
Right.
So, the level of detail, the hour-long visits, the many emails that we've exchanged, the phone calls. All of it has been, much more. There's much more care in this, treatment plan than I would have ever received. I think the math I have in some of my notes is 126 years of testing is what I received if I had waited to get it from the medical side. And then I have these 33 pages of testing. I have another, I think, 20 pages of evaluations and program design. Mm-hmm. So, no, this is nothing like what I call McMedicine.
McMedicine.
It's not the drive-through, drive-through, get your pills and go home. It's more of you've taken the time and spent the effort. Bringing me to this point. So.
Gotcha. So at this point, it doesn't need to be asked, but just for anyone out there, they might hear, "Hey, I heard it's expensive." You pretty much just answered that. But what would you say to that?
Well, to being expensive, I lost 40 pounds in about 12 weeks. It was probably pretty close to 10 or 11 weeks. I was at that 40-pound mark. So. From a cost perspective, cool sculpting is, and I'm reading my notes again because I took them, $2,000 to $4,000. ultra wave sculpting is $800 per session. Liposuction, just in one web search, $10,000.
Okay.
And with all of those treatments, you still have the underlying issues that are causing you to retain fat. So just that alone, just the weight loss alone, it was worth what I paid. So put that aside.
And that wasn't even a goal.
That wasn't even a goal. The acid reflux being gone, it was worth what I paid, that alone.
Mm-hmm. Headaches,
Headaches, migraines, brain fog being gone was worth what I paid, just that alone.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put them all together, it's tremendous value. I mean, what you gave me was worth 10 times more than I paid, and the change to my lifestyle, the benefits to my, the business that I work in. I'm better for the employees that I work with and that work for me. So overall, my life has improved, and the money is just the money. I can make more money.
Yeah.
The way that I feel, I can go out and earn more, more efficient, more effective. Can think clearly, full of energy. That's a recipe for success if you're in business. And I had lost that prior to coming, to see you, so I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I'm honored and privileged to work with you, and proud of the changes you've created. And from here on out, now you spread your wings. You've learned what you need to do, and you just go continue to implement. And I appreciate you sharing with the people out there.
Sure.
And keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right. If you'd like to create the changes that William created, reach out at functionalmedicinecharlotte.com.